Hello everybody. So today I thought I would do a little bit more of a casual short video on a topic that I really hadn't been expecting to do a video about. And that has to do with why I think artist quality material is very, very, very important. Now, it's been incredibly hot here where I live for the last 2 weeks. Yesterday, the temperature was over 40 degrees in the sun. My studio's upstairs and it's hit by the sun full blast pretty much all day. So you can imagine with no air conditioning, there has been very little artwork that's being done. So what I decided to do instead was to bring my portfolio downstairs and go through my old paintings. Decide what I wanted to keep, what I thought would be good to reuse the papers, what I would like to re-gift to somebody if they liked it. And one thing that I discovered really surprised me, and that has to do with Lightfastness. Now, I want you to understand these paintings that I'm going to be talking about, and I brought one down specifically to talk about. They were all under glassine, they were in a portfolio, they were not exposed to light. Now, when I first started painting with oil pastels, this was about 3 years ago, more or less, and I still didn't know very much about the medium. And obviously, as many artists often do, they think, I don't really know much about the medium, I don't want to invest a lot of money in it. And I bought student quality oil pastel sets. Now, some of them, they were very nice sets. They were very creamy. They had very bright pigmented colors. Some were not, and they got put in the trash immediately. But overall, financially speaking, that was what I could afford, and I was very happy with it. And I thought they were very nice. Now, at the time, I was not still selling professionally. I was learning. Okay, now, knowing what I have just discovered, I'm very grateful that about 2 years ago, when I did decide to go more professionally in the art world, I did decide to bin my student grade oil pastels, with the exception of 2 brands. And these are Mungyo Artist Soft oil pastels and the Montmartre Soft oil pastels. And these I will only use if I'm making prints or if I'm going to be using as an underlayer. Anything else that I use is going to be artist quality, and I'm going to make sure that it is light fast. Now, you might say, well, I don't want to paint professionally. I just paint for fun. It's a hobby, and I just gift my paintings to family, to friends. But I want to phrase it this way. You are putting in your time, your creativity, your imagination, your effort into making this painting. And imagine that it's the best painting you've ever created, or you have gifted it to a dear family member or a dear friend, and a few, 2, 3, 4 years later, this painting looks nothing like on the day you painted it. Yes, as I say, if you can't afford, obviously, artist quality sets, for example, Senelli, which cost a fortune, or Holbein, which are also extremely expensive and far out of my range, but it's better to have a few colors that you know you're going to use of artist quality sticks, opposed to many colors that you are not sure of their light fastness. And I want to give you an example of a painting that I did. This is probably the one that's the most noticeable. When I was doing oil pastels, as most of you know, I paint mostly animals, specifically horses, cats, dogs. But sometimes I really just felt like I want to play around with all the colors and see what I can get. So in this particular instance, I was painting a floral, and I apologize for the noise. That's my husky. She's complaining because I should be playing with her at this time, not making a video, but she has to wait. So this is the painting that I did. And, you know, it was nice. It was very, very nice. The blues stayed the same. However, if you will notice here along the edges of wherever I had the pinks and the purples, the colors have bled. And I'm sure if I were to leave this even longer, it would continue to bleed. So this was an experiment for myself. I was just learning. It's not a problem and it's not an issue. I was not happy to see this. But imagine that I had done this and I had sold this painting. As an artist, my reputation would be on the line, because if someone's going to pay money for my work, they want value for what they're paying for. They don't want a painting that in 2 or 3 years is going to be discolored like this. And vice versa, if you're even gifting a painting to family, to friends, you give it with, you know, love, your heart, your kind feelings. And you don't want somebody to tell you that, oh, you know, that painting you made for me, oh, it's the colors have bled. I don't want to have it on my wall anymore. Thank you. You don't feel good, and the person who received the gift would not feel very good. And even if you put it on your own wall because it was a painting you really, really, really liked, you would feel very bad. You'd feel horrible that this painting that for you was your masterpiece within 2 to 3 years was all, I don't want to say ruined, but it certainly isn't the quality of what it was when you painted it. So what I say is, please be careful of lightfastness. I know this isn't a topic that is discussed very much with oil pastels. It's used more or discussed more in other mediums. I find oil pastels are becoming more and more popular recently, and the market is getting flooded with different brands, many coming from Asia. Nothing against the Asian brands or anything of that sort, but if they don't list lightfastness, I personally don't want to risk using them in a painting that I know I'm going to value the original. There are people who say it doesn't matter, and that's fine, and I respect that opinion. But as an artist, there are 2 things that are the most valuable for you. One is your time learning, your time creating, and also your reputation, whether it be amongst yourselves, your friends, or professionally. These are 2 things that I think are the most important for any artist, and you need to look at the material that you are getting and using when you are creating your art. So please be very careful of this. I had it happen to me. Like I say, it wasn't a painting that I was selling or gifting. I was just learning from it. But it does make me sad. It makes me sad that I invested, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours and the art supplies to make this. And right now I'm just like, what do I do with this painting? Do I bin it? I certainly am not going to gift it to anybody. I could try to fix it. I could paint over the white sections where the purple bled through, but then I don't know if that pink or purple is going to bleed through the new layers. So I don't even want to touch it. So guys, lesson learned from myself, and I hope you have learned from what I'm telling you. Please be very careful of the lightfastness of your art material. All right, guys, so have a great day. Keep painting, keep smiling. Bye.